Hello, today we're going to look at the Englund Gambit. This is the 1-600 defense. It's the 1-600 defense. It's when the opponent double attacks pawn, gives a check. Now the opponent have an extra a pawn back, it seems. And on the 1-400 defense of the Englund Gambit, we were looking at this knight coming in, but it does not work because our knights are targeting this square, and this queen is not working. So what we're going to do now is the one. We have this one. So now we have this move. This is a 1-600. It's actually recommended by the computer, even though you're winning by a lot. And what this move does is it double attacks your knight. You have to get this extra move in because your rook needs to start attacking the bishop. Okay. Only place the queen can go. Double attacks. Double attacks. Only move the bishop takes. This is still an attack, but every time opponent plays this, which makes sense. And that makes sense. It looks good. I mean, the computer recommends this move, but if you play this move, I have to put the knight to d1. And so the opponent have to think, well, you get an extra pawn, so why not just get an extra pawn, right? But this knight to d1, this rook to d1 move is just so damaging. Computer recommends e4, but we're gonna go knight g5. That's the choice. Don't worry, it's good. So you have to defend that, don't you? Right? This is the only move to defend this square. Now both the square have been targeted, but it's somehow defended. Remove this. Peter recommends d6. Why can't you just attack? That's the trap. This is a common trap, and it's so dangerous. This move is so hard to see, but if you make this move, you win every time, because this d pawn cannot move out because this knight is taking the queen with the check. This counter check. Queen moves. You just want a queen. So gaining tempo is so important in chess, as you can see. Okay, this is the computer command move. Looks like it's resacking a pawn, but this is the same idea. This e pawn is so weak. Look, it's a mate. Because you attack this c7 square anyways. Remove the defender of the e6 pawn. It's a mate. So what can the opponent do here? It's also a mate. So the opponent, if the opponent got this far, he might go here. This is the only other move. Computers still don't. This is actually the computer recommended move. This doesn't look too bad, huh? But who's going to figure this out? Who's going to figure out that you're not supposed to take this knight? Like, how is the opponent going to realize at 1-600 level, even at 2000 level, that you cannot take this knight? Why can't I take this knight? Because this pawn can queen. Well, what's the issue with this pawn queening? Because when you take this knight, this pawn queens. King comes here. You take this knight, this pawn queens, you get the f7 square. And it's actually a mate, because it's not to attack the rook, it's to take this pawn. And once you take this pawn, it's a mate. And it's also to win another tempo. Look at all these tempos we're winning, because this king have to move. Here, mate. Here, mate. Here, mate. It's the only move. But you see how we're getting all these tempos? Now the king have to move again. It's another tempo again. Like, are you really going to expect the opponent to like figure out all this? That's how you're supposed to defend against this move. So even though it's not the number 1 recommended move, it's a number 2 move, 3 moves. It's just, it's so trappy. You cannot move here. You have to move here. You cannot take this. You cannot take this. You cannot go here. King have to go here. You cannot take this knight. Who's gonna, if they go this far, then they sort of deserve it. Computer recommends knight f5. Yeah, I don't know if, and you actually can check from here. That's crazy. And this is of course just losing, so king have to go back. This is the only square, and that's which you want. Yeah, this is the only square the king can go. Check again. Okay. Yeah, if this is happening, the opponent's probably using computer, honestly. It's really hard to defend. I think it's, if both players are using computer, I think at this point it's still losing for black. This is the only move, and sometimes at 1/600 to 1/800 level on chess account, rapid, sometimes this gets played. This is the only good move. Protects the, we have the bishop protecting this pawn. You don't want to just do that, because then you're just trading off pieces. What you want to do is attack the bishop with the rook, which is pretty crazy. But now, if you're trading off pieces this way, the queen does not defend the c7 pawn. See, if you trade a bishop this way, the queen defends the c7 square. You force a trade this way, the queen cannot go, cannot defend the c7 square, and so it's again, so it's an issue. Bishop moves back. Let's see. We are actually still even in material, but you got the bishop here. And look how passive. And this king is in trouble. This king is still in trouble. And the game would continue. Queen would go to b1. Just remember to come with b1. So that is the analysis for the 1/600 defense. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.